You're listening to WTIM, your information station. It's time now for your expanded local news. The Christian County Board met on Tuesday evening at the Christian County Courthouse to discuss and review business and approve and talk ordinances. The board approved and reviewed their most recent audit, which was a great success. Chairman Brian Sharp says the county is looking good after their most recent audit.
County's looking great. I appreciate the leadership of this board, department heads, their ability to respond to us and interact with us, to provide information as necessary, to support the auditors in their processes. But those folks, they're new to us, a new auditing firm. I think they did an incredible job working with everyone. I know I met with Lauren a couple of different times, and I think they were very thorough and very detailed in looking for any issues that might be there. Once again, the county pulls off another incredible audit, a good audit, and the financial stability of the county is good. And we all know as we watch over time, there may be some challenging times ahead, and obviously with the costs and things moving forward, while we are looking good right now, we want to be careful and continue to move forward in a fiscally responsible manner. We've got a lot of contract negotiations coming up, and some other things that obviously just the cost of doing business is on the rise. So, but I think we're in a good position, and very glad to see that and receive that report.
The big talking point of the meeting wasn't even a motion, but a discussion over ordinance that was put in place concerning nepotism. The ordinance only applies to certain departments. The Treasurer's Department has struggled to hire someone to help out during the tax season, and a request was filed for hiring extra help. Betty Asmussen, after struggling to find anyone, wanted to hire her daughter to help out in the department.
I came to the personnel committee, so I want to be very transparent. I wanted to hire my daughter, part-time, temporary, which graciously they said you can go ahead and do so. But in the interim, I said I don't need approval, state statute. The state reps put together a policy, right, for my office, said here are your job duties. These are your duties by state statute. You have to follow your duties. I get it, not everybody follows them. I do. Some people say they're guidelines. I don't look at them like that. I look at them, so I came to the personnel with Kayla. I don't even think she was in there probably 2 months. I'm in a pickle. I've interviewed, I've had people that turned it down. So at the end of the day, I had a great niece that is looking for some, maybe 90 days to get me to be able to do some minor things in the office because we are down a person. And I'm probably not going to be able to post that, hire and train in the midst of tax season.
A letter had been submitted from the Christian County State's Attorney informing Brian Sharp that yes, nepotism was allowed, but in certain departments. Sharp says that he felt blindsided by the letter.
While we don't run the elected officials' offices, that we work together to be cohesive in our policies and supporting those policies. And I think it's in the best interest of the community and the county. And so, when we have issues pop up where, I don't want to say they're in defiance of our policies. By statute, they do have the ability to run their offices. And I think the statutes, in my opinion, are very vague. I think it's like a lot of things that do come out of Springfield. I think they're halfway there. I don't think they understand the real world implications. And, legislators aren't necessarily the ones out out in the real world making a living and running a business, you know? So I think maybe some things get forgotten, and I think, you know, that's one of my frustrations.
Asmussen expressed frustration that there is just too much work to do for too little pay. And at the end of the day, she wanted to make sure that the tax season just go a little smoother. Sharp asked her for a little more transparency in the future moving forward. A new policy was put into effect concerning hiring procedures for the sheriff's office and 911 call center. There was just too much money being spent to train, and as soon as people were trained, they were quitting and leaving. A new way to deter that would be to pay back training dollars if they don't stay for a mandated amount of time, unless there are extenuating circumstances. That motion ended up passing. Lawmakers on Tuesday approved a bill that bans carbon sequestration with an aquifer and has a sole source designation by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Chairman Sharp says he is thrilled with this landmark case.
With regard to the Muhammad Aquifer and CO2, that is the largest blessing we have received in the state of Illinois by this legislature in some time. I think this was a very important vote, and I think that was hopefully that moves forward and is approved and signed by the governor. But we just, there's no reason for Christian County or the state of Illinois to be the guinea pig for a project like that, of that size and scale. And, we just don't need that. And quite honestly, at the end of the day, I personally believe that it's a fallacy. And I think that, quite honestly, the trees, the crops, the cover crops, the things that we can do out here in the environment can sequester enough carbon, and I think we can do some things before we go to something as dramatic and drastic as sequestering carbon underground at such high pressures.
The bill now awaits approval from the governor after passing out of the House on Tuesday with a vote of 91 to 19. The next county board meeting is set for Tuesday, June 17th at 6 p.m. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, which is brought to you by Taylorville Community Credit Union.
This is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Are you looking for a great CD rate? If you are, TCCU has amazing rates from our 7-month special to our 60-month CD. If you are looking for a great investment, now is the time to put your money to work in a TCCU CD. Our minimum deposit is $1,000. For more information, please contact us at any of our convenient locations in Taylorville, Pana, Hillsborough, Litchfield, or online at tccu.org. Dividends will be compounded monthly. A penalty for early withdrawal may be imposed. Fees could reduce earnings on the account. Member NCUA.
How many people can say that they are a published author? Well, probably not many, but the entire 5th grade class at Taylorville Junior High School now can. Following their Everyday Heroes class book project, students wrote and illustrated their personal stories about those that impact them most. Students chose their moms and dads, siblings, and others, and then crafted handwritten stories telling of their importance to them. Kelly Laker is the 5th grade level chair for Taylorville School District. She discusses the project itself and the work that was put in by students.
Our entire 5th grade team partnered with Student Treasures to help our students become published authors. Each class created a book that featured student writing and artwork. It was an exciting and meaningful project for everyone involved. The theme was Everyday Heroes. Students wrote about someone who makes a difference in their lives, such as a parent, a grandparent, sibling, or other family member who inspires them. Their stories were touching and heartfelt. It was really a beautiful reminder of the power of everyday acts of love and support.
Laker shares how the idea for the project came about and the time that it required to see it to completion.
The team, we actually started to research over a year ago. Student Treasures provides teachers with a free hands-on writing activity that motivates students to write and inspires students to learn by turning their stories into professionally bound books. So I actually saw a segment on Good Morning Sunday morning, Steve Hartman, and it was a book about kindness. And that kind of got the ball started in the project going over a year ago. And so the beginning of this school year, teachers, we were all on board, and we chose the Everyday Heroes theme for students to, write their own personal narrative. And it took probably 3 months to actually go from the writing to the publishing to submitting and then waiting for the books to be bound and returned to us. Parents had the opportunity to purchase.
Each fifth grade class created their own book for a total of 6 individual pieces, which parents still have the opportunity to purchase now.
Yes, each classroom has their own book. So we chose someone from each class to illustrate one of the 6, each of the 6 books. The front cover, my front cover, it was created and designed by Carly Burke. The title is Fifth Grade Heroes, Stories of Love and Inspiration. And she chose to have a spotlight, and coming out of the spotlight was the beam of light in yellow, gold. And then she illustrated purple and gold stars. And then it's noted that it's written and illustrated by Ms. Laker's class, Taylorville Junior High School, 24-25 school year. And so each of the 6 classrooms have uniquely designed and created books.
Laker goes on to tell of the impact had on the students and staff that were associated with the project.
Thank you, Rayson. All 6 sections of 5th grade teachers worked together to make this project a success. It was a great example of grade level collaboration. Students were excited to see what their classmates in other rooms had written, and it created a strong sense of community. They connected their writing to real life, reinforcing their writing development. This project helps students reflect on who supports them and why gratitude matters. It was an amazing blend of writing skills, creativity, and life lessons.
Find out more by visiting tjhs.tcusd3.org. And for your own copy of the book or books that were created, visit studenttreasures.com. Kelly Laker appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show as part of our Taylorville School District Good News segment, the first Thursday of each month. Following a wave of severe storms that swept through the Midwest last week, Country Financial has mobilized claim representatives to help clients in the hardest hit areas. The storms, which impacted several states from May 15th through the 17th, brought damaging winds, hail, and even tornadoes, leaving behind widespread property and vehicle damage. As of now, Country Financial has received 1,107 claims across 7 states, including Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Minnesota, Missouri, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. Of those, 730 are property-related and 377 involve auto damage. The majority of claims are tied to hail, though many also involve wind and tornado damage. Claims adjusters from the company are already on the ground in affected communities, working directly with policyholders to expedite their claims process. The company is urging clients who may have experienced storm-related damage to take action immediately. Those with damage should report their claim by calling 866-COUNTRY or 866-268-6879, or visiting countryfinancial.com, or by using their mobile app. Document any damage with photos and create an inventory of affected property. Photograph spoiled food and refrigerators before they are disposed of. They take temporary measures to prevent additional damage, such as placing tarps on roofs. Keep receipts for any emergency repairs or supplies that were done. And once a claim is filed, it is assigned to a representative who may schedule an in-person inspection depending on the severity of the damage. Clients are encouraged to use Country's digital tools to communicate with adjusters, upload documents, and receive payments via electronic funds transfer when eligible. Country Financial also reminded homeowners and drivers to review their insurance policies to ensure they understand what is and what is not covered. Standard home insurance typically covers damage from storms and fires, but does not include groundwater flooding, which requires separate flood insurance. Optional endorsements, such as a sump pump or sewer backup, must be added separately to be covered. For more information or assistance, Country Financial clients can call 866-COUNTRY or visit countryfinancial.com. The Illinois Office of Comptroller is highlighting programs available to small businesses in the state. It comes on the heels of National Small Business Week, which ran from May 4th through the 10th. One of those services is Smart Business Program. This offering teaches business owners about the state's certification and procurement processes and provides counseling on state contract opportunities. State contracts are also the focus of the Small Business Set Aside program. Finally, the Business Enterprise program walks business owners through publicly certifying their businesses as minority, women, veteran, disabled owned. Comptroller Susanna A. Mendoza says these programs will help businesses bid on state contracts. The Office of Comptroller recommends that business owners complete the Small Business Set Aside program, the registration for which can be found on www.illinoiscomptroller.gov, before then entering the Business Enterprise program. To register for the Smart Business program, owners can also call Julie Ayers at 312-814-0034. This will conclude the second portion of your expanded local news, which is brought to you by CNB Bank and Trust.
Agriculture drives our community, and at CNB Bank and Trust, we're here to help your operation run smoothly. Our business checking accounts are designed with local farmers and agribusinesses in mind, offering flexible options, digital tools, and personalized support from people who know the land like you do. Visit our Taylorville branch and let's build something strong together. CNB Bank and Trust, helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
This is Chad Sparks. When you lose a loved one, your choice for making final arrangements should be with the compassionate family at Sutton Memorial Homes. They know the death of a loved one is difficult. Austin and Evan at Sutton's and the entire staff have devoted themselves to loving and caring for those in their community in their time of need. You can trust Sutton Memorial Homes to assist your family in making final arrangements that would be a tribute to your loved one. Sutton Memorial Homes, caring is what they do best.
37-year-old Troy Charles or Charlie Tolan of Taylorville died on May 19th. Visitation is May 23rd from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Morrisonville United Methodist Church. Funeral service will be on May 23rd at 11 a.m. at Morrisonville United Methodist Church. Interment will be at Morrisonville Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Perfetti and Asali Funeral Home. 64-year-old Jeffrey Simmons of Hewittville died on May 15th. Visitation is May 22nd from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be on May 22nd at 11 a.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Interment will be at Harpers Ferry Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And 79-year-old Kay Bone of Greenville, formerly of Maroa, died on May 14th. Visitation is May 22nd from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. at Donnell Wigan Funeral Home. Funeral service will be May 22nd at 1 p.m. at Donnell Wigan Funeral Home in Greenville. Burial will be at Mount Auburn Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Donnell Wigan Funeral Home in Greenville. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.